Greetings, Imperial Brothers, and welcome back. So, I finally realized that you do have to repair weapons and armor. I don't know why I forgot that, so that's why I was having such a heck of a time last time. And I'm sure you guys knew that, and it was probably bugging you. I love bugging the nerds by forgetting pieces of information. I bet that bugged you. I bet that festered with you. We've all been there. Even I've been there, believe it or not. You know, you watch someone play a game, you've played 1,000 times, you want to just rip the controller from them. But if, you know, you sat down to watch me expecting some masterful gameplay, you made a huge mistake. Yeah, let's see if you best me with my new and improved, not broken armor and weapons. Am I growing weak? Oh, for a second there, I was hopeful that he was going for the Nord, but of course not. Oh my god, the arrow guys are the worst. I love the eating noises. Okay. So yes, we're going to the Skaal village bearing the skull of the Skaal. And we're already almost halfway there. Who are these people out here? Are these just more smugglers? I'm ready to take on anyone. Take on anyone. Don't be so sure. That remains to be seen. Look at that heavy armor skull. It's a beautiful heavy armor skull. It's just you and me. How do you feel about that? How do you feel? Yeah, you try to use your little spell, and now you die. Yes, good night. And you think it's gonna be this great trek. I guess it would be if you played this on like a, you started this DLC on a low level. It would be a long trek across the map, but as a higher level, it's like, you know, this is my jog. I go on a jog, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, a breeze, no problem. Alright, Lake Fjalding. Looks kind of cool at night. It's got like this glow. This is beautiful. What's this? Is this like... Where is this glow even coming from? It's really pretty. I wish the rest of the forest and the map was kind of lit up like that at night. Maybe the Aurora Borealis. That sounds like a character in the Elder Scrolls. Hello, I'm Aurora Borealis. I can recharge your magical items. Who are you now? Whoa, did you just make a ghost? Okay, now he's gone. Okay. That was cool, though. Look at me! Moving up in the world. Freeze hag. I don't like these freeze hags. They're creepy. But they're never a hag. They're always like a young woman. A young, well-adjusted woman. They really hit the nail on the head when they made the hag ravens in Skyrim. That was a hag. This is just, she sounds and looks like the female guards back there. What do we have in here? Rim hole. Okay. Think about the XP. Think about the XP. For every little boar that attacks you in Reichling, you get a little bit... God, this sounds so gross. They should have like high-pitched voices. I feel like I've already said this, but you know, you see a Reichling, you think it should be... I have said that, but it's just, I'm so jarred every time by, I like how it's the same level up message every time now. It's kind of depressing. I'm so jarred by you see this little, you know, 2-foot high thing, little demon, and it goes, whoa. That's like a Mehrunes Dagon noise, not a Reichling noise. Okay, here I am, the Skaal Village. Barely. I'm gonna wait till I can actually see it, because it'd be kind of depressing to approach it in this pitch blackness. Okay, here we go. A foggy morning. Early morning, I approach the Skaal Village. Here we are. I remember this from Skyrim. This is exciting. That's really cool armor.
Your honor.
Alright, sorry. You're on your honor. You're an honor guard. Engar Icemane. Hello, I'm Engar Icemane. You're an of the Skaal. Speak with Thurston Heartfang in the Great Hall. He's our leader. Okay, goodbye. Alright, Thurston. Kind of sounds like a nerd. I'm Tharston! Ringmore's hut. Bronrod the Roarer. Jesus, these names. This must be the Great Hall, yes? Looks pretty great to me.
What do you want, stranger? Why are you among the Skaal?
I want to help you guys out. No, I've come here to ask you a question about what the heck's going on. What do you want, stranger? The Skaal will wish you no harm, but you will mind your manners while you are within our walls. Yes, of course. We will make no exceptions now. Now, what is it I hear about an attack on the Imperial Fort? How did you know? Those soldiers, pfah! They cut their trees and dig their holes and have little to show after a day's toil. They do not respect this land or its creatures. You know what? A couple weeks ago, I rewatched Princess Mononoke, and I'm getting strong Princess Mononoke vibes from this. They're like, you know, they live with nature. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. I don't have to explain it. But yeah, it's very Princess Mononoke, which is cool. I love that. They do not respect this land or its creatures, and for that I find them offensive. But though I have no love for them, the Skaal would never do such a thing. We prefer to let the Imperials kill themselves slowly. Dang. But these creatures that attacked, these were not wolves of this island. Now, have you finished your business here? Well, no. You say you've read the bones of one of our ancestors? Oh yeah, stupid Imperials. They need to learn to leave things as they are. Still, it is good that you have returned this to this. Oh, okay, great. Perhaps there is hope for you and your kind. You are welcome here for the moment, but there is much to atone for it. Hey, what did I do? I'm just trying to help people out, man. I'm the Prince Ashitaka in this situation. The Imperials in their fort have brought nothing but harm to these lands. They cut the trees and dig the earth. Oh, it's so Mononoke. They are wasteful, lazy, and careless. They have no comprehension of the oneness of the land. It is this oneness from which the Skaal derive our strength, and the Imperials have defiled these lands. Wow. This is what gives the Skaal power. It is the balance of our land, the trees, and the water, wolf, and bear. The Imperials have no respect for this balance, and we pay the price. Let's see the thing. Yes, much to atone for. And then you said, what else did you say? What was the new? Defile these lands. Through their carelessness, the Imperials have upset the natural order, the oneness of the land. This is their nature. It must be balanced once again, and the Allmaker appeased. I wish for you to make things right, young man. You'll be the one to restore power of the Skaal. Of course I will. Who else would? It is right that you do this, as it is your people who have caused the damage. I'm not even part of the Imperial thing. I'm not even Imperial. I'm with the Dark Elf. Speak with Korsk Windeye in the Shaman's hut. He will give you further instructions. Alright. I do really dig the armor, though. This is really cool. What happens if I sit upon your... Now I am the Tharston. I don't want to be the Tharston.
You were told to perform.
Alright! You're just turning right back into Carius. Okay, I'm looking for who? I don't remember anymore. The Shaman's hut. Korsk. How could I forget? Was this where you put your horsies? The stable?
Don't press your luck. You're on your honor.
Horsky. She rides the horsies. Alright, we're looking for the Shaman's hut. Ingmar's house. Wow, this is... Oh, man. This is so sad. Sorry, guys, I just needed a moment of reflection. Oh, this is so sad. Ingmar's loaf of bread. Oh, man, this I feel so bad. I'm sorry, Ingmar. I will never forget you. Iceman. Ice veins. Urn of the Quiets. R.I.P. I've got a lot of the people in your town killed, so maybe I should help you. I didn't mean really for that to happen. It's kind of happened. Well, I don't think she'll mind if I take any of her stuff. Got anything good in here? Okay. I guess not. Well, at least... Blessed are the bowmen. Oh, his note to Brander. I decided to take a walk on the banks of the Sealed. The river is so beautiful this time of year, don't you think? Come find me and we shall talk about our future. Or another quiet wasn't in her house. Oh, this is like an old... That's so funny. Yeah, well, that ship has sailed. Alright, so I got 2 places to crash in the Skaal village. The 2 people, the 1 person I killed.
What say you?
Toothpaste, well. Yeah, the 1 person I killed and the other person I got killed, kind of. This is really sad. I feel bad. Lassner's house. This is bigger than I thought. Here we go, the Shaman's hut. It's really cool. I like the embroidered wooden... Hello, your core Squindeye. I'm looking for you. Greetings to you, wanderer. Why have you come to our village? I can tell you no more about this. Okay. Bears. Bears are but one of the sacred creatures. They are kind of annoying, and I've killed a lot of them. Garniers mages. That name is not known to me. Thank God. That's kind of refreshing. I, of course... Oneness. There is a careful balance that lies in all things of this world. The animals, the trees, even the rocks, the winds. There is harmony that the Skaal draw power from, but the grace of the Allmaker, he who gave us these gifts. When this balance is upset, our power is lessened. We are the Skaal. Very cool. Snow. A gift from the Allmaker. Okay. Wow. Wolves are one of the most blessed of the Allmaker's creations. They are fast and agile, blah blah blah. Okay. I need to restore your guys' power because I killed a couple of you and I feel bad. Heartfang wishes for you to do this, does he? Then I will assist you. There is a ritual that must be completed on Solstheim. You will find 6 standing stones. I found the Sunstone, each representing one of the 6 gifts of the Allmaker. At each of these stones, a ritual must be completed. Once the ritual of the gifts is complete... Okay, why can't you guys just do that? Again, it takes 15 minutes to kind of jog around the island. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal. It would be too much for any not of the Skaal to remember. Here, take this. It will explain the rituals and guide you on your journey. This book may be of some use to you as well. If you are... Yeah, well, I think it's kind of redundant. This will guide you on a journey. It also may be of use. If you are to remain with the Skaal... You should understand. Oh, he wants me. Okay, he just wants me to sort of understand them. The story of Aevar, Stone Singer. The location of the stones.
You are to perform the ritual of the gifts. I hope your way has been easy.
It's been added to my map. Oh wait. What has it been added to? The locations of the. Of what? I don't see the stones on my map. Is it just saying it's on like the local map? That doesn't really help me. But okay, let's read this book. I'll just look them up online. Come on. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay, this is kind of cool. I'll use this. Here we go. Wow, this is like Avatar: The Last Airbender looking stuff. I've never seen that show, but I'm guessing this is what it looks like. Alright. Where's that book? The story of Aevar, Stone Singer.
Sit quietly, child, and listen. For the story I tell you is a story of the ages.
But what is it, grandfather? Is it a story of heroes and beasts?
The grandfather looked patiently at the child. He was growing into a fine boy. Soon he would see the value in the stories, the lessons that were taught to each generation. Just listen, child. Let the story take root in your heart. In a time before now, long before now, when the Skaal were new, there was peace in the land. The sun was hot, and the crops grew long, and the people were happy in the peace that the Allmaker provided. But the Skaal grew complacent and lazy, and they took for granted the lands and all the gifts the Allmaker had given them. They forgot, or chose not to remember, that the adversary is always watching, and that he delights in tormenting the Allmaker and his chosen people. And so it was that the adversary came to be among the Skaal. The adversary has many aspects. he appears in the unholy beasts and the incurable plague. At the end of seasons, we will know him as Thartag the World Devourer. But in these ages he came to be known only as the Greedy Man. The Greedy Man, that is what we call him, for to speak his name would certainly bring ruin on the people. He lived among the Skaal for many months. Perhaps he was once just a man. But when the adversary entered into him, he became the Greedy Man. And that is how he is remembered. It came to be one day that the powers of the Skaal left them. The strength left the arms of the warriors, and the shaman could no longer summon the beasts to their side. The elders thought that surely the Allmaker was displeased, and some suggested the Allmaker had left them forever. It was then that the Greedy Man appeared to them and spoke. And that he said,
"You of the Skaal have grown fat and lazy. I have stolen the gift of your Allmaker. I have stolen the ocean, so you will forever know thirst. I have stolen the lands and the trees and the sun, so your crops will wither and die. I have stolen the beasts, so you will grow hungry. And I have stolen the winds, so you will forever live without the spirit of the Allmaker. And until one of you can reclaim these gifts, the Skaal will live in misery and despair. For I am the Greedy Man, and that is my nature."
and the Greedy Man disappeared. The members of the Skaal spoke for many days and nights. They knew that one of them must retrieve the gifts of the Allmaker, but they could not decide who it should be. "I cannot go," said the elder, "for I must stay to lead the Skaal and tell our people what is the law." "I cannot go," said the warrior, "for I must protect the Skaal. My sword will be needed in case the Greedy Man reappears." "I cannot go," said the shaman, "for the people need my wisdom. I must read the portents and offer my knowledge." It was then that a young man called Aevar lifted his voice. He was strong of arm and fleet of foot, though he was not yet a warrior of the Skaal. "I cannot go," said Aevar. "I'm kidding." "I will go," said Aevar, and the Skaal laughed. "Hear me out," the boy said.
"I will go. I am not a warrior, so my sword will not be needed. And I cannot read the portents, so the people will not seek my counsel,"
the boy said.
"I am young, and not yet wise in the ways of the law. So I will retrieve the gifts of the Allmaker from the Greedy Man. If I cannot, I will not be missed."
The Skaal thought on this briefly, and decided to let Aevar go. He left the village the next morning to retrieve the gifts. Aevar first set out to retrieve the gift of water, so he traveled to the Waterstone. It was there the Allmaker first spoke to him. "Travel west to the sea, and follow the swimmer to the waters of life." So Aevar walked to the edge of the ocean, and there was the swimmer, a black horker sent from the Allmaker. The swimmer dove into the waters and swam very far, and far again. Aevar was strong, though, and he swam hard too. He followed the swimmer to a cave, swimming deeper and deeper, his lungs burning and his limbs exhausted. At last he found a pocket of air, and there in the dark he found the waters of life. Gathering his strength, he took the waters and swam back to the shore. Upon returning to the Waterstone, the Allmaker spoke. "You have returned the gift of water to the Skaal. The oceans again will bear fruit, and their thirst will be quenched." Aevar then traveled to the Earthstone, and there the Allmaker spoke to him once again. "Enter the cave of the hidden music, and hear the song of the earth." And so Aevar traveled north and east to the cave of the hidden music. He found himself in a large cave, where the rocks hung from the ceiling and grew from the ground itself. He listened there and heard the song of the earth, but it was faint. Grabbing up his mace, he struck the rocks of the floor in time with the song, and the song grew louder until it filled the cavern and his heart. Then he returned to the Earthstone. "The gift of the earth is with the Skaal once again," said the Allmaker. "The lands are rich again and will bear life." Aevar was tired. As the sun burned him, the trees offered no shade, and there was no wind to cool him. Still he traveled on to the Beast Rock, and the Allmaker once again spoke. "Find the good beast and ease his suffering." And so Aevar travelled through the woods of the Arsinfia for many hours, until he heard the cries of a bear from over a hill. As he crested the hill, he saw a bear, a farmer's arrow piercing its neck. He checked the woods for the farmer, for that is what they were, though some say they were not, and finding none, approached the beast. He spoke soothing words, and came upon it slowly, saying,
Good beast, I mean you no harm. The Allmaker has sent me to ease your suffering.
Hearing these words, the bear ceased his struggles, and laid his head at Aevar's feet. Aevar grasped the arrow and pulled it from the bear's neck,
Got it.
using a little nature magic he knew. Aevar tended the wound, though it took the last bit of his strength. As the bear's wound closed, Aevar slept, and when he awoke, the bear stood over him, and the remains of a number of the fallen were strewn about. He knew the good beast had protected him during the night. He traveled back to Beast Rock, the bear by his side, and the Allmaker spoke to him once again. You have returned the gift of the beasts. Once again, the good beasts will feed the Skaal when they are hungry, clothe them when they are cold, and protect them in times of need. Aevar's strength had returned, so he traveled on to the tree stone. Though the good beast did not follow him, when he arrived, the All-Father spoke to him. The first trees are gone and must be replanted. Find the seed and plant the first tree. Aevar traveled again through the Solstheim forest, searching for the seeds of the first tree, but he could find none. Then he spoke to the tree spirits, the living trees. They told him that the seeds had been stolen by one of the farmer, for they are the servants of the adversary. And this farmer was hiding them deep in the forest, so that none would ever find them. Aevar traveled to the deepest part of the forest, and there he found the evil farmer, surrounded by the lesser tree spirits. Aevar could see that the spirits were in his thrall, that he had used the magic of the seeds and spoken their secret name. Aevar knew he could not stand against such a force, and that he must retrieve the seeds in secret. Aevar reached into his pocket and drew out his flint. Gathering leaves, he started a small fire outside the clearing, while the former and the ensorcelled spirits milled. All the Skaal know the spirits' hatred of fires, for the fires ravaged the trees they serve. At once the nature of the spirits took hold, and they rushed to quell the flames. During the commotion, Aevar snuck behind the former and snatched the pouch of seeds, stealing away before the evil knew they were gone. And when Aevar returned to the tree stone, he planted the tree in the ground, and the All-Maker spoke to him once again. The gift of trees is restored. Once again, the trees and plants will bloom and grow, and provide nourishment and shade. Aevar was tired, for the sun would only burn, and the winds would not yet cool him. But he rested briefly in the shade of the trees. His legs were weary, and his eyes heavy, but he continued on traveling to the sunstone. And again the Allmaker spoke. The gentle warmth of the sun is stolen, so now it only burns. Free the sun from the halls of penumbra. And so Aevar walked west, over the frozen lands, until he reached the halls of penumbra. The air inside was thick and heavy, and he could see no farther than the end of his arm. Still, he felt his way along the walls, though he heard the shuffling of feet, and knew that this place held the unholy beasts who would tear his flesh and eat his bones. For hours he crept along, until he saw a faint glow, far at the end of the hall. There, from behind a sheet of perfect ice, came a glow so bright he had to shut his eyes, lest they be forever blinded. He plucked the flaming eye from one of the unholy beasts and threw it at the ice with all his might. A small crack appeared in the ice, then grew larger. Slowly the light crept out between the cracks, widening them, splitting the ice wall into pieces. With a deafening crack, the wall crumbled, and the light rushed over Aevar and through the halls. He heard the shrieks of the unholy beasts as they were blinded and burned. He ran out of the halls, following the light, and collapsed on the ground outside. When he was able to rise again, the sun again warmed him, and he was glad for that. He traveled back to the sunstone, where the All-Maker spoke to him. The gift of the sun is the Skaal's once again. It will warm them and give them light. Aevar had one final gift he had to recover, the gift of the winds, so he traveled to the Windstone, far on the western coast of the island. When he arrived, the Allmaker spoke to him, giving him his final task. Find the greedy man, and release the wind from its captivity. And so Aevar wandered the land in search of the greedy man. He looked into the trees, but the greedy man did not hide there, nor did he hide near the oceans, or the deep caves, and the beasts had not seen him in the dark forests. Finally Aevar came to a crooked house, and he knew that here he would find the greedy man.
Who are you that would come to my house,
Shouted the greedy man.
I am Aevar, of the Skaal. I am not warrior or shaman or elder, so if I do not return, I will not be missed. But I have returned the oceans, and the earth, and the trees, the beasts, and the sun, and I will return the winds to my people, that we may feel the spirit of the Allmaker in our souls again.
And with that, he grabbed up the greedy man's bag and tore it open. The winds rushed out with gale force, sweeping the greedy man up and carrying him off, far from the island. Aevar breathed in the winds, and he was glad. He walked back to the Windstone, where the Allmaker spoke to him a final time. You have done well, Aevar. You, the least of the Skaal, have returned my gifts to them. The greedy man is gone for now, and should not trouble your people again in your lifetime. Your Allmaker is pleased. Go now, and live according to your nature. And Aevar started back to the Skaal village.
And then what happened, Grandpa?
What do you mean, dear child? He went home.
No, when he returned to the village. Did he become a warrior? Or learn the ways of the shaman? Or lead the Skaal in battle?
I do not know. That is where the story ends.
But that's not an ending. That's not how stories end.
Is it not?
Alright, well that was a great tale. Alright, I guess I got my work cut out for me. I mean, you know, there's definitely wind and sun and trees and stuff, so I think we're probably good. But if you want me to do this all again, you know, they make it sound like this great epic when you read it like that, but we know it's just, again, it's a walk in the park. It's an hour at LA Fitness. It's not that, it doesn't take that long to get from stone to stone. And we have the stones for it. So, alright. I think it would be cool to do it in the same order as Aevar. What's the first one he did? The water, yeah, gift of water. So, I want to do it in the same trajectory as his. Water stone. Over there. Okay, so on the real map, it would be like right over here by Hvitkald Peak. Alright, let me go to Hvitkald Peak and see if we see anything. See what we can see with eyes unclouded by hate. If you know what that quote's from, let me know in the comments. Shh. I'm just a passerby. I mean, you know. Who am I kidding? I got all the good, Oh, they're so much easier now. Man, it was so bad when I had, like, broken swords and stuff. Cakewalk, Reichling Raider. Die. Where's your third buddy? See, he didn't even dare mess with me. He knows how cool I am. Who are you?
I'd like you to meet Erna. We have a love my wife would never understand.
Brander, I think you lost it, man. I'm sorry, bud. I hate to break it to you. I think Erna's... Yeah.
You're bested.
Oh. Maybe I just should have just left it at that. You know what? You have that cool armor, though. I really like that armor, so... Why is he coughing? Yes! I'd like you to meet Erna! You can be with Erna now! Brander is dead. I was supposed to kill... I killed them all. Best not to tell. I don't think I can. I really want this stuff. This is cool stuff. I think I'm gonna be over encumbered. He just looks so. He just looks so cool, you know. Whatever. I'll remember where you're at, Brander. I'll mark this spot on my map for later. All right. It's right next to. It's the third. It's the first square of Lake Fjelding. That's where he's at. You guys remember that? Someone put that as a comment. Brander's corpse and accompanying Nordic armor is on the first of the 3 squares of Lake Fjelding. I'm never gonna come back for it. Who am I kidding? I'd like you to meet Erna. Man, that was eerie. Just standing in the wilderness by himself, lost his mind, and then I guess I jogged his memory. How many of these guys are there? I'm just gonna jump right through you guys. Oh, that was exciting. All right. Am I getting close? I feel like, oh my god, it's slow. Okay. I feel like it's, this is kind of where it was on the map. What's this? The dude. Let's talk to this dude, see if he knows anything. Hey, can you point me to the water stone? Are you Thormor? Is this your watch?
The sea, friend. Never will you meet a maiden so beautiful or unforgiving.
Hello, strange. I don't see many sightseers out here. The cold and horkers drive most people away. Me, I just come here to watch the sea. I used to be a ship captain, you know. That was before the night at sea. Creepy. A few months ago, I was ferrying some settlers to Skyrim. From Skyrim to Solstheim, I was tired, so tired I fell asleep at the rudder. The ship drifted into a gale, and by the time I woke, it was too late. I couldn't regain control, and the ship capsized. There were only 2 survivors, me and an old man whose entire family was lost in the wreck. I told the man my terrible failure, and he used his power as a seer and wizard to punish me. You see, young man, I've been cursed with eternal wakefulness. Oh, you can't go to bed? That sucks, dude. That's really awful. As punishment for my incompetence, the seer laid a powerful curse on me. I am exhausted but can't sleep. That's like a real... Have you guys seen that YouTube video about that guy that suffered from that? Ooh, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I'm exhausted but can't sleep no matter what I try. Potions, magic, and nothing works. The truth is, I haven't slept in 6 months. Young man, if you happen to run into the seer, maybe you could convince him to lift the curse. His name is Gaelir, the Mumbling. And he lives by himself in a dwelling here on Solstheim. Do this for me and I will share with you the most valuable secret I learned when I was a ship captain. Oh, what, I get like some little bing, your acrobatic skill increased. What's his name? Gaelir the Mumbling? I can't talk to you about that. Alright, that's fine. Alright, I think I'm gonna chill here with Thormor and continue my search after that. This is cool. This is really cool. Let's gaze at the sea here with Thormor. I really do like the story. It feels like a real, you know, like old tale. There's always like multiple steps in these sort of like old children's fables where it's like, I went to the poop and then he said you need to do this. I went to the pee and then he said you need to do that. You know, there's always like it's like step by steps and it's repetitive like that. They did a good job writing a convincing sounding old fable and like you sort of personify different elements and stuff, like you're talking to the moon and the sun and like there's always stuff like that. So they did a good job creating this old story. I like it. It's bringing me back to like the Knights of the Nine DLC where you have to travel all these different structures in the overworld there, but it should be 10 times easier, right, on Solstheim because it's so small. So thank you to the patrons and subscribers, everyone who watches, and I'll see you next week. Take care.
Congratulations! You found the secret end of the video. Hey guys, just wanted to let you know that we finally have a thank you button right down here. That heart, you can send a one-time donation if you think we're funny enough, or if you want to go the extra mile, over here we have a join button where you can become a monthly member. There's 3 different tiers you can choose from, all with their own benefits and perks, and you will start working your way up through the ranks of the Imperial Arena, from pit dog to grand champion. Thanks guys, see you later.